June 18, 2024. Durango Dank here. You know, when you think about William Rangel and the process that the law firm that's headed the lead attorney, Steve, who I call Greek God, in the digital world. See, in the digital world, you're allowed to have avatars. And avatars matches people. Like when people are called a magoo, it's not saying anything about a guy's glasses, okay, or eyesight or anything like that, but it's their foresight. Like when I grew up, people would say, man, don't quit acting like a magoo, man. And for me, I always think of the cartoon, which I was a big fan of. But right here shows you that it's not glasses. And if we know how to read these image blocks, which are all part of a blockchain that's connected to moi up there, which is not, you know. So when you think about a marketing guy, and when you think about how the process of trying to get with a firm and then you get tossed to a marketing guy that doesn't identify himself, and you're thinking an attorney's going to call by, and he didn't introduce himself as an attorney either, but the questioning that he had, if you've ever had an attorney, which I have, I've gone all the way to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and we lost because my lawyer at the time failed to file Federal Rule 56. So anyways, not merits of the case, but another bad attorney. Excuse me. So I'm giving Steve an opportunity to call me and make things right before we file a complaint. And because you have to, folks. Because when you got marketing guys pretending, in my beliefs, allegedly pretending to be an attorney, he doesn't have to say he's an attorney, but when you match up the people that I spoke to, because I got hurt in a car accident, and I wanted the best, and I kept seeing these ads for his firm when I was in LA. I saw the NFL game, Super Bowl. I didn't watch the game because I was at the game, but I wasn't at the game. I was around the game. Obviously, you can see by the images, that's what we did. We indexed the Super Bowl. And we owned Gonna Go to the Superbowl.com. We wrote a song, Gonna Go to the Superbowl.com. It was released on January, January 27, the day before Kobe Bryant and Gianna Bryant died in a helicopter crash. And so on the 26th. And it was just heartbreaking. Nevertheless, we go to Vegas a lot. And with these images, the tall tale signs of a disaster, and Steve can fix it. Greek God could fix it. But see, he's really close with this guy here. And obviously, as a marketing guy, when all you have is Instagram and Threads and whatever else you think you can use, I have 80 platforms, all verified, and you know, and so I only write about things that concern me. I don't care about my careers. I don't care about anything. But when I say I don't care, meaning I don't care what happens to me. You know what I mean? I'll take one for the team. It's an honor to be a martyr. Be a fucking martyr, man. But see, this is all about when people are in bad ways, okay? And they're looking for a lawyer, and they're looking for answers, and they're looking for a savior, a legal savior. And they ping-pong you back and forth like these people did me, not knowing who I am. And I told them who I was. I told them. And I even sent information to this guy right here, and I didn't hear nothing, crickets. I got text messages from the guy. He even sent one to cover his ass that tells me where to park, so he could say, you know, oh, well, we don't do any representation there. I got it all on tape, Magoo. You heard me? So, you know, and the other thing too is what you don't understand in my metaverse, because this is my metaverse and it's controlled by meta tags and experiences that we turn into meta descriptions. So you don't know nothing about this stuff. You're just on the, you're just, you know, in my opinion, because when I look, if I was in a court of law, then what I do is I take these dates and these images and I'd start getting subpoenas for your MP3. You see how he has his phone in his hand? Everything that he's said has been indexed in the cloud. And the reason why he's been indexed in the cloud, because he works for a law firm. Doesn't matter if you're an attorney or non-attorney. But when you're asking personal information and a person thinks you're an attorney based off what another attorney who claimed to be an attorney, see, I don't know. I don't know who contacted who, what, when, or where, as far as who they are. I know who I am. So what happens is things start changing. See, here he is right here, William Rangel. Is that William Rangel right there, or is this Steve? Is this Steve? Now, you pick who would be the Greek god right here. Who would be the Greek god and who would be Magoo? It's pretty obvious. See, he thinks he's part of the Rat Pack. See, I do object-oriented program. I'm also a prompt engineer, and I do visuals and pattern matching on people's faces. I can see an eye on somebody and say, wow, you look like blah, blah, blah. So you got to think, who's the Greek god and who's Magoo? See, in my metaverse, and everybody's metaverses are different, depending, and so many people are coming out talking about the superverse and the metaverse and all kinds of verses, and if they're under I'm 64 years old. I own nightclubs, bars, I rap, sing, I do the national anthem. So I just don't do it in the public right now. You know, not that I'm, 64, people want to see a 64-year-old, but you haven't seen me. And everyone that has seen me are just blown away. And that's the secret. So what I do is I build all my organic content first. And I've been doing this, Will.I.am, since 95. But officially, when I got gp7a.com, which stands for anything that starts with a G, a P, you get it, right? Lucky number 7, and A. Anything that starts with an A. Authority, attorney. See, I saw these things way long time ago. And that's why you're seeing stuff like, let's see, let's pick one out. Well, I'm not going to do that right now. I see it right there, but I'm not going to put it. But so when you think of all the stuff that these guys talk about and what they do, the law firm itself is a good unit. The weak link is Will.I.am, in my opinion. And in my expert opinion, if I was in court, I could get his emails for the last few days, and his text messages and his MP3 files. Do you know what those are? Those are his voice. If he does voice searching, if he does text-to-voice searching or voice-to-text searching, it's all the same now. It's called Gen AI. You might have heard of it. And so what I did is I took his conversations that we had on the phone and the things he said and the way outs. I call them way outs, where I tell him, hey, I know my case ain't worth anything. And he goes, oh, no. How do you know what my case is worth? You see what I mean? That's why I thought he was a lawyer. And then I asked him, and then he did that stutter, that silent. So what do you do for the firm? Because I knew, better ask it. But this guy's going to get away with it. And see, he don't know that I already know because I'm 64 and he's what, 12? So, I'd really like to do an MMA bout with that guy. We could raise money for the St. Jude, because I'm a father's rights advocate. You know what I mean? And I battled some big battles, folks. All for the name of justice and democracy and all these things that these people talk about. And so this guy has bit off more than he can chew, and I can tell you this right now. By his own words, his career is over. The more he talks, the more he does, because I indexed his voice. Any of the words that he said, I probably have already said it when it comes to lawyers. And he can do all his hashtags and handles, but I'm a third-party Google developer, and I just use content that is for the betterment of IoT. And not, you can be in Vegas and there's like 100 number one Vegas lawyers out there. You know what I mean? And the only reason why it came up in my city, Denver. And see, he had a chance to tell me, no, we don't know. We have somebody there. See what I mean? They have somebody everywhere.